gonna be on the screen?
I'm gonna put something up there, just the emblem. Is that causing too much glare, that screen behind me? Is it causing anybody any issues? I got it.
Hold off on that.
Here's the bad part. For us to be able to look at it, like look at it here, they're gonna wait to see everything ahead of time. Because we don't have a monitor.
Right.
Yeah,
Let's
he
just-
said bring it up. He wants the bad guy there. The bad
Okay.
guy's on there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought the same thing. He said, put him on there.
All right.
All right, cool.
Not a problem. We'll do it.
Should be the first picture.
It's his show.
Something Lopez.
There it is. Here, Richard. Thank you.
And then we need to,
Maximize.
No, that's good.
Should take all the writing away if you full screen.
No, it is maximized.
That is maximized.
Hang on, I'll try something.
Stretching.
No, that's not good. It's gonna have to stay that way.
All right. Okay.
actually, you could,
It's got a lot of glare. It's gonna have a lot of glare, though. Is that glare showing up much in your monitors? Does it look okay? Just want to make sure it's not gonna cause a production issue for any of y'all.
Well, let me reset it, because, this person's light.
Okay, sir.
Here is fine. Just give me a minute.
Absolutely, sir. Anything we can do to assist, let us know.
it should.
Try it. You can play it. I just can't see the monitor. Actual size. Go to view actual size. There we go. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. That's better. Oh, now it's in a slideshow. Nope.
Never mind, that's not right.
Nope. Turn it off. Ah,
Yeah, we
that's not involved.
Cooking out today. Oh, yeah, it starts picking up all the pictures.
Yeah.
Just go to, hey, go to set as background for now. Go to set as background and minimize that picture. Now minimize that.
Icons.
Now you can't get rid of the icons. Go back to the picture. We need to take it off where it's on a slideshow. Go down to File. Go to your File. Down at the bottom near the Internet Explorer icon to the right, right there.
Can we copy that to the?
Yep,
the
copy it, go
Copy
copy.
it to the computer.
Go copy. Down at the bottom where it says copy. Now come over here, put it on the desktop. Just go over to the left where it says desktop on the left. Frank pointed out. It's over there to the left, right there, down, right there, desktop.
Can't see the daggone.
Now just
Copy,
paste.
paste on me.
Now minimize what you got. Everything what you got. Now find where it's on the desktop. No, it's on the
Oh, no, it should be
desktop.
right here.
Right over there to the left corner. That's
Still gonna bring it up.
that's gonna be the best we can do.
There's a way that,
Well, there is, but you got it set on, whoever put it on, slideshow, you need to take it off slideshow. Go a little bit further.
there's a way to get rid of all this.
Actual size, view actual size and see if it's still, no, that's not it.
Close it up.
Go open with. I don't think that's gonna help. Go photos, just okay, hit okay, now okay. Now, double click on that picture. No, it's not gonna let you. You got it set on slideshow, you're gonna have to take it off slideshow.
That's the actual file.
I understand.
It's not on slideshow. Like, this is the actual file itself.
Leave it, well, why don't we leave it right there?
Let's go with it.
Just move the icons over.
This right here.
Well, all I know is when you did the photo, it came up and started showing slideshow.
Yeah, because I selected slideshow thinking it would only
Oh,
take that.
okay,
one.
then just pull it back up then.
Well, it's gonna go through all the photos.
That'll work. Can y'all get that, gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank y'all for working with us on this.
You've already emailed it.
Sorry, having a few production snafus. We're amateurs at this, so. You guys are the pros.
You get them every day.
Thank you. I don't feel so bad then.
I haven't been to the engineer's office.
We will have Sheriff Darrell Dix with us, the Sheriff of Spalding County, Marie Broder, who is the District Attorney, Michael Pryor, who is the Coroner of Spalding County, will be the three that I know that will be in attendance. And it's Darrell with 2 R's and 2 L's.
I just thought about something. Fix it.
Fix it.
The photographers, I apologize for being late.
It's quite all right.
Sorry.
We kind of,
Last
we realized it was kind of a crunch time, but we were trying to get it in so you could possibly make your 4 o'clock deadline for those of you in the intermediate. I know a lot of you have 4 o'clock news programs, so we do try to accommodate the best we can when we can.
Thank you.
Griffin Daily, y'all have what, an evening deadline? Is that what you typically work off of?
About 5-ish, 6. But y'all do good.
Should make it
We'll
pretty
make
long.
it. Because we've got our head start with the.
Share the press release.
It's hard working on this.
There you go. Cool. Cool, cool.
Not for me, hopefully.
No.
Oops, sorry. Then pull right there.
Couple of them.
Save.
Nope,
Open
I
it.
ain't gonna save it.
I'm sure.
Yes.
You got rid of everything.
Everything's good.
Yeah, so all the little icons are gone. There you go, lady.
That's good.
And then you and I are back right.
Just stretched it out.
I did stretch out a little too far.
You go back in it, pull the top up.
Yeah, that's way too much.
Pull that top, but down the top one.
Top?
Pull it up.
Pull it up.
Yep,
Keep going.
keep going.
As far as it goes.
No, maximize it. Maximize it.
I'm in a PowerPoint.
You still can maximize it.
I'm at the very top, right?
That's way distorted. I'd rather have what we had before than I would a distortion.
Fill it, fix it. They let me just do what I want to do.
That's still distorted.
I'm about to. I should be able to get out of this.
Just X out of
Actually
it.
hit it.
I'm trying to.
Go back to the original picture on the desktop, X out, and then launch the original picture. Top right corner, top right corner.
He doesn't stop. That's the problem, he's zoomed it.
Look how you have it.
Is it still messed up? Still messed up. You should be able to edit the.
Go back to the original picture, please.
Before I can hear it back up down. There you go.
You're not listening to me.
I'm doing it.
No, you're not.
I'm trying to get out of here.
I left it from the way I had.
You want to just go to the desktop with all the icons on?
That's fine. I'd rather have that than I would a distorted picture. Thank you. Let me go see if they're ready.
be like three or four speakers, the sheriff, DA, who else?
Corner.
Corner. All right. Yes, sir.
Who got here first?
46.
46? You got here first? You were here first. You made us almost there. You're in the area? We were downtown Atlanta. Leave Spring Street all jacked up. Peachtree got a detour, you're north. When am I supposed to get out of here? Get on the highway. So how far is the scene from here? Anybody know? That's where I think it is.
Y'all wanna see, Dutchman is right here,
And where are we?
and I think the scene was over here, so we're not that far away.
Where are we?
We are on Memorial Drive, we're with the local. Where are we? No, that's what we were saying, like,
Hey, everybody, how are y'all? Good. Doing good, doing good. Thank y'all for being here.
All right, let me know when y'all are ready.
I think we said sure.
Good deal. Hey, thank you for being here today. First of all, somebody's phone. Okay. That's all right. That's okay. All right. First of all, thank you for being here today, and I also want to thank you for the coverage that your individual stations and news outlets, the role that y'all played in getting this information out clearly. And it was one of the things that aided us with some of the tips that came in regarding this incident. So first of all, I want to let everybody know that the thoughts and prayers of the Spalding County Sheriff's Office go out to the families of Joshua Wyatt and Carlos Benson. It was a senseless, tragic, completely uncalled for deaths of these two men that hopefully we're going to be able to get some justice for them and justice for their families. So as you know, on Tuesday the 13th at about 12:30, we got a call for a fire. We responded with Spalding County Fire. They located a white Chevrolet Z71 pickup truck just off of Jackson Road, and it was fully involved in flames. When they started to extinguish the fire, they found two bodies in the back in the bed that had been covered in trash, and it was determined, of course, that the fire was intentionally set. The fire completely engulfed the vehicle. It completely burned it. It was so hot that it took a couple of hours for it to cool down to the point where we could actually go in and start processing it. So that leads us to believe that there was some type of an accelerant used to actually set the fire. As soon as we were able to get close to it, our crime scene investigators began working it and gathering evidence, because at that point all we knew is that we had two unidentified bodies in the bed of the pickup truck. There was no VIN number that could be located on the truck because it had been completely burned away. Also, there was no tag on the vehicle. So at that point, it was really a whodunit and who they were. We didn't know anything about it. So we began reaching out to other law enforcement agencies around us. One of the agencies that we reached out to was the Henry County Police Department. They were able to provide us with some information that they had taken a report on April 11th of two missing African-American males that had been reported missing by their families from Henry County. Based on some of the evidence that was recovered from the bed of the vehicle, you remember I told y'all the other day that it was going to be a very meticulous search of the vehicle because it was such a difficult case to work. During the search, we were able to locate some items and some identifying marks that we were able to confirm the identities of being Joshua Wyatt and Carlos Benford. At that point, we started getting information coming in because of the reporting and because of the coverage. We followed up on all of those tips, and eventually that led us to a residence at 375 Dutchman Road here in Griffin. Last night, about 7 o'clock, officers of the Spalding County Sheriff's Office, Special Operations Unit, Cage Unit, and the Spalding County SWAT team executed a search warrant on that residence. When we went inside, what we found was that the majority of the furniture had been taken out of the house and had been burned in a large pile in the backyard. Somebody had gone through the house spraying bleach in an attempt to hide any evidence of what might have been there, what might have happened. Last night, about 10 o'clock, our crime scene investigators located in a back room in the house an area that had had some bags of cement poured on top of them, just loose on the ground. And as they were going through that, they actually started to find blood. We were able to figure out that was actually the crime scene where these two young men were murdered, had their lives taken away from them. So based on that information, other information and tips that came in, we were able to obtain arrest warrants. And I'm going to try to read the name of this young man. I think if y'all have the media release, it has his name in there. Okay, this morning, Spalding County investigators obtained arrest warrants for Eric Eduardo Cabrio Lopez. He was charged with 2 counts of felony murder, 2 counts of malice murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault, 2 counts of kidnapping, 2 counts of concealing a death, and 2 counts of tampering with evidence. We were able to locate an approximate location that he was in, and with the cooperation of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Georgia Bureau of Investigation's West Metro Gang Unit, and the GBI's West Metro Narcotics Unit, working in tandem with Clayton County Sheriff's Office and working with the Georgia State Patrol, they attempted a traffic stop on him. He attempted to flee. He fled into Fulton County, and Georgia State Patrol unit executed a pit maneuver on the car and was able to bring the pursuit to an end, and we took him into custody without further incident. He has since been transported to the Spalding County Jail, where he's currently being booked in on those charges. And I can't tell you enough how our hearts go out to these two families. It is a cell phone right here, and there's some typing going on it. Sounds like somebody typing on a keyboard. how our hearts go out to these families. These folks came out here the other night, and we met with them before the bodies were identified. And I think that they knew, because of what they said, I think they already knew that it was going to be them. But, you know, we told them we had to make sure. They were devastated when Mr. Pryor gave them, Coroner Pryor gave them the information. So, again, this was great work, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention the agencies that were involved in this. There's the Spalding County Sheriff's Office, Griffin Judicial Circuit, District Attorney, Miss Marie Broder, who is standing here to my right, Spalding County Coroner Michael Pryor, who was with us every step of the way, the entire time, working with us as we were going through everything. Henry County Police Department, Clayton County Police Department, Clayton County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Victor Hill, the Haralson County Sheriff's Office, and Sheriff Stacy Williams. I believe on the press release there was a mistaken sheriff's name that was put in there from Haralson County. It is Sheriff Stacy Williams, not Sheriff Eddie Mixon. The GBI Gang Task Force, the GBI West Metro Narcotics Unit, and of course the Georgia State Patrol. So at this point, I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Broder. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good afternoon. 48 hours ago, Spalding County investigators were called to a heinous scene of a brutal murder. Through tireless effort and incredible demonstration of teamwork and collaboration, the victims were identified and an arrest was made. The work is not finished, and my office stands ready to fight for justice for these victims. The Sheriff's Office, other cooperating agencies, and the full might of the District Attorney's Office will be behind the prosecution of this case. My heart and sympathy goes out to the families of these victims. Please know that my office will tirelessly pursue justice for your loved ones. And to the citizens of Spalding County, please know that our agencies will never cease in our fight to protect you from those that commit evil. This case was an example of collaboration, teamwork, and hard work. Good-fashioned police work. And I could not be prouder to be the district attorney of this circuit and work with these agencies who never give up. It's truly an honor. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions?
Sheriff,
Yes, sir.
how were the men killed? And give us an idea, if you could, sir, of the relationship between the victims and the suspects.
We have not got the report back from the GBI Crime Lab as to the method of death. They're still undergoing autopsy at this point. It's believed that at least one of them suffered a gunshot wound to the head, and I think the evidence that was recovered last night shows that. We don't know about the Carlos Benson. We don't know what his method of death was yet. The relationship was, this is what we understand about this, is that Mr. Benson, I believe, Mr. Benford, I keep saying Benson, I'm sorry. Mr. Benford had recently come into some money, and he was supposed to meet someone that the family members only knew as a Hispanic male. And they were going to discuss a business venture dealing with some type of venue, performance venue. And that was on April 11th. And that was the last time that any of these two gentlemen were seen. Mr. Benford was a very bad diabetic, and he was insulin dependent. He had already undergone some surgery because of the diabetic condition that he had. So his family automatically assumed something was wrong because he had not returned to get his medication. Mr. Wyatt was the type of young man who continuously stayed in touch with his family. And when they didn't get phone calls from him like they did on a daily basis, they also, because this was completely out of character for both of them.
You say a performance venue, like a restaurant or
Yeah, really all we know is, according to what the family said, some type of a performance venue or some type of a venue. That was the only thing that they said.
Are there other suspects?
We don't know right now. We are still actively working this investigation. We have not come up with anything right now. We are still working it. This is active. Like Ms. Broder said, this is, we are very small into this investigation, and we are going to follow it until the very end to get everything we can. Yes, ma'am.
How far out was the location where he put the bodies in the car?
From the residence on Dutchman Road where we executed the search warrant, I'm guessing maybe 3 miles, 4 miles, something like that. We also, directly behind the house on Dutchman Road, the house at 375 Dutchman Road, directly behind that house, less than 500 yards, we recovered Mr. Wyatt's 2000, I think it was a 2017 or 2018 Dodge Ram pickup truck.
Can you say the relationship between the suspect and that house? Was he from Spalding County, or what was the relationship with him and the house on Dutchman?
We really don't know right now, and I would hate to give any conjecture about that, but we are still in the process of working through all of that.
Suspect have any prior, crimes or charges?
Well, we do know this, in 2020, he was deported. We don't know the original charge, or the reason that he was deported, and of course, he has now come back into the country, and, has murdered these 2 young men.
So inside the wood line, was that an attempt to hide it, or did he just run it off the road?
Well, that's kind of a question that we're looking at right now, because you would think that if they really wanted to conceal it, they would have moved it further off the road. As far as the burning vehicle, it was literally maybe 50 yards off the road through like some thick brush, a little wood line and everything like that. So there's almost a part, again, kind of conjecture here, there's almost a part that makes you want to believe that they did it at that spot so it would be found, maybe to send a message to somebody. That is a possibility, but we just don't know right now.
Can you elaborate on how these men met each other? I know you said that this was a business venture, but was this through communicating online that they started this partnership?
I don't know. The family said that the 2 young men started talking about meeting with a Hispanic male, and they didn't give any indication as how they might have met or what the relationship was before that, other than they had met this guy and they were going to talk to him about this business venture.
Have you guys been able to look through any phone records of theirs or text messages, or even the family? Have they been able to look through social media or anything of that nature?
We have not yet. We just arrested him this morning. We did recover phones. And, I'm sure as this investigation progresses, we'll be looking into some of that and trying some other things with the use of technology to see if we can dig up, find out where they were, what they did, what they talked about, and all of that. We're going to make every effort to do that and not leave any stone unturned. Okay?
Final question, Sheriff, more just a technicality. His last name, Cabrio Lopez, are those 2 separate last names, or is that one last name?
I believe it's one last name. That's the way it was relayed to us, is one last name.
How old was he?
I don't have his date of birth. The indications are, when we started receiving information on him, he was initially was using an alias of Eric, E-R-I-K, Sanchez. And from what we've been able to see, that may not be just his only alias, but he possibly has multiple dates of birth, so that is going to be something that we're going to be digging through as we get further into this investigation. All right?
Is there any indication that someone else might live in that home that the initial shooting took place at?
There are indications that there were other people there. There were inside the one of the bedrooms, some of the stuff that they did not take. There was a mattress on the floor. There were ladies' garments that were strewn about the floor. So there were, we believe, other people living there. We just don't know what the relationship was or anything right now. That's still something that we're looking into.
But it doesn't seem like the victims had a connection to the home. Am I understanding that correctly?
Right, right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Broder, questions for Ms. Broder?
Do you have any questions for me?
Do you have an idea about prelims or?
The preliminary hearing or anything like that? No, not yet. I would imagine the warrants were filed this morning, so we would probably be looking at maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3.
For the prelim now?
Yes, for the preliminary hearing. We can certainly release a date when we have one, when magistrate court sets one. Anything else? Okay, thank y'all so much.
The only thing I would like to add, just real quick, if anybody in the public has any further information, like I said, this is not over with. If they could contact the Spalding County Sheriff's Office at 770-467-4282, we would greatly appreciate it. We are still tracking down leads, and we'll continue to do so as long as they keep coming in. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank y'all.
We will provide y'all with a copy of the incident report now, if y'all want the additional